Hey guys, welcome to a new video, and today I'll be playing Monopoly Tycoon. I've wanted to play this game for a long time on my channel, but it didn't exactly work very well. But now, since you can hear in the background, music works in the game, it'll be a lot more entertaining when there's just nothing happening. Because somebody made an audio codec that allows this game to play the music again on Windows 7. So hurrah for you. It doesn't fit. I guess I could just go like this. I like that though. How about Ferdinand? Perfect. That's my name now, Ferdinand. Alright, so single player game starting out. I'm gonna be Cannon because he's the best one. There's actually no. Let's go through all of the characters. It's race car. It's all the pieces in Monopoly. You got race car. You have wheelbarrow. You have dog, cannon, top hat, horse, iron, battleship, shoe, and thimble. Oh, she's so annoying when the AI plays her. So the first mission is to make 100 sales. Now the basics of it is you go over here to the build menu, go to retail. Select any business. These are night businesses, so the night businesses only open at 6 p.m. And the day businesses are open from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Between 5 and 6 p.m. nothing is open. So I'm going to make myself a clothes store, and then you click and drag for the size of the clothes store. Obviously I can't make a gigantic clothes store like this. The biggest you can make a clothes store is I think 3x3. Because you can't even do 2x4. And then you can choose a number of floors. I can go 4 floors, 3 floors, 2 floors. And that will affect the cost of the building and the capacity, how much stock you can put into it. Like how many articles of clothing are in the store to sell. There's a build style, so you can choose a whole bunch of different ones in here. And a build quality, so there's a low quality, there's a medium quality, and there's a high quality. Quality will affect a whole bunch of things. So I'm just going to do low quality because it's a super easy one. Quality will affect the amount of people are willing to pay for an item. And consumers will often, if the prices are comparable, consumers will very often go to a higher tier building over a lower tier. Even if the price of the higher tier article of clothing or whatever it is higher than the lower tier one. So there's a whole big sort of balance system here that you can go with. Oh, also if you double click the store or click the plus minus button up here, you can adjust the cost of everything in the store. I am going to have to turn down those sounds because they are very loud. Let's turn those down to here. There we go. And then you can see the cash rolling in. You click the store and you can see their income. The income is at the top, total cost is the center. Total costs are land rent, which depends on which block it's built on. Then you have 4 utilities, telecoms, electric, gas, and water. And that's how... Here we go. So in this one, you have to make an apartment and then make 100 sales. But you will give them... because citizens need a place to live before they can shop in the city. So if you make an apartment, drag it as big as you can, and that's a 72 residence apartment. I need another one. Now, apartments are a special case. If I will just quickly make another clothes store, max it out. Apartments are a special case. Apartments do not pay out during the day, and they do not pay out during the night either. They only pay at 6 a.m., where all of your bills are due at 6 a.m. in the morning. And what apartments will do is see total profit is negative, and the number is flashing because the apartment is quote-unquote sold out, as in it is maximum. Tenants today, maximum tenants, so you can make their rent go higher, you can lower it, but it's all about a decent balance. You can see your potential rent over here. That will go up and down based on if the number of tenants is maximized. So if I go to $21, and I have 72 people, maximum amount I can make is 1,512, which is subtracted from the cost, of course, so the total profit would be about 1,000. So if we go here, this one is compete for sales. All you have to do is beat the other person to 200 sales. It's really easy. But it's one of the first levels, so it's fine. So you just go like that, and then, I don't know, grab a toy store in here, because why not? Bam, and there we go. In these super short levels, doesn't really matter. You can just lower the price of everything to ridiculous levels, so people go to your places right away. Like, on here, hardly making a profit. You'd never want to do that in a longer game, because your profit would tank and you'd run out of money. But let's go like this. There we go. Now a whole bunch of people will go here, buy my stuff, and then the level will be over. In a normal game, you don't want to do that. You want to have at least decent profits here. But as far as I'm concerned, this match is over. There we go. Done. Now, $3,000 daily profit. This is the first kind of real level, where you have multiple opponents in the game, and you can now auction blocks. There's 2 other opponents, and you can see everyone's daily profit down here. Now, you can see on Indiana, Boardwalk, Jefferson, Albany, and New York, and Virginia, there are other things built. So the best thing to do, usually, is to build an apartment. But I'm going to hold off for a bit here. Because I'm going to look up here on the housing thing and see housed, commuters, and tourists. I'm just going to fast forward for a bit. There we go. Only 3% of people are commuters. So it's not really worth it to make an apartment right now. Because 3% of 320 is about 10 people. So making an apartment for 10 people is like that. $500. So it'll probably get me maybe $500 a day. But the city does grow every day at 2 p.m. I believe. The city's population will go up by a small amount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a 2x2 apartment at max height, so I at least can get some of those commuters. So I get a little bit of money at 6 a.m. every day. And I'm going to focus on some night businesses here, because it's already 1 p.m. here. So I'm going to go with a ballroom. Let's go 2x5? Yeah, 2x5. Let's go. Yeah, keep it a low quality right now. I want to make all of these, and I don't have a huge amount of money this time. Let's go with a theater. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the smallest I can make it? I can go 3x3 or 2x4. Oh, 2x4 is technically smaller. I'll go 5. I'm just gonna make a bunch of bigger businesses. Oh, the thing about the cash up here as well is that if you are out of money at the start of a day at midnight, like this, I have negative $21. So if I have negative cash at the start of a day, wow, Boardwalk, that's gonna be, I'm gonna grab that. That's gonna be a lot of land rent there. So this is the auction layout, and this is for purchasing. You can purchase the block, and you will own it for 25 years or 5 days. It's weird, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But this is, Boardwalk is a 5-star property. Each individual block has its own kind of prestige value, which scales as it normally does in Monopoly. You have the purple, then the light blue, which are closer to white right now. They're not really blue. You have the magenta, then you have the orange, the red, the green, the yellow, the green, and then the dark blue. But in this game, you also have the brown, which are like the super cheap of the cheap.
Yeah.
Ooh, 3,800? This is coming about my max. I can't. Yeah. So he's pulled out, so he can't win. You can also pass, which means you don't bid, but if nobody else bids, you are auto pulled out. I don't think I can. I'm gonna try to bump him up a bit, but I won't bid any more than this. Oh, I didn't think he was actually gonna do that. 3,900, that's a lot. I don't know if I can actually afford that. How much rent does that give me? So let's unlock that. 1,240. Oh, because there's, oh, shoot. Because there's, oh, that sucks. There's landscape on it, which doesn't help. Landscape will increase the block's prestige, but the prestige of a block can't go higher than 5.5, which is it maxed right now. Oh, nice, 200 bucks. All right, let's go back here quickly. Let's, wait, 18 maxed. How many commuters are there? Those numbers must have been off. Or my math was off. Let's increase their rent to $21.50 and see if I can get away with that. I'm not losing any tenants, so I think I'm okay. So now I get a bit more cash out of that. The ballroom, I'm gonna lower the price because 17 bucks is crazy. Let's lower it to $9.50, which is still a huge profit. And then theater, and let's go $8.50. And then we'll go $8.50 on this one too. Because there's a lot more stock in that one. And then the cinema, let's lower it down to $7.50. Hopefully I can make decent profits on this so I don't lose at the start of the next day. Because today's profit is going to be pretty low. Because this boardwalk land rent is also part of the daily profit. So technically, what I could potentially do is try to buy literally everything before the day resets. Like a whole bunch of blocks, a whole bunch of utilities and stuff. So my daily profit tomorrow is really high, and I win the game before I lose the game due to bankruptcy. However, that's a super risky strategy, because either you win or you're out. You're out of the game and you gotta start over. So let's go to the efficiency. Everything is sold out except for the ballroom yet, but it's selling really well, so I think I'll keep the prices the same. Oh, it's slowed down now. No, we're still pretty good. 96 out of 120 for this time. That's pretty good. I think we're out of sales. Okay, I'll lower it to $8 bucks. See if I get anything off of that. A few last second sales. Oh, I got one. Yeah, there's probably just hardly any more people in the city who want to purchase the goods here, which is dancing. So there we go. And that was the notification. I shouldn't have skipped past it, but it said, "You're currently in the red. If you're in the red at this time tomorrow, you will be ejected from the game due to bankruptcy, because you can't pay your loans back. The bank doesn't do no second loans. If you can't pay back your money, you're out. You got to be running a profit," which is what I hope I'm doing. And I really hope that those 6 a.m. costs will work. Also at 2 a.m. every other day, so 1940, 1950, 1960, 1970, 80, 90, and 2000, there will be new shops available to build in this section over here. There's a pop-up for it, but in the Windows 7 version it doesn't work. So if I ever get to that point, I remember a few of them, but I don't remember all of them. Oh, I should have slowed down for that. But that was the 6 a.m. costs. And I gained money at 6 a.m. because if I go over to here, then I go to finance, goods and sales today. So stock bought, $300.50. That is restocking everything in here, like restocking all of my commodities. So 80 bucks for this one, 151 for that one, and 54 for that one. I think that's not exactly right. I think that's I don't think that's right. But, and then that's the stock bought. And land rent is all of these businesses. They have right here. Land rent is 104. This one is 94 on the apartment, and this one is 94 on the cinema. See, since the cinema is bigger, it's 3x2, and the apartment is 2x2, but the apartment is taller than the cinema, so it costs more land rent because it's higher up. It's a bit weird, but I guess it kind of makes sense because you're using more area on the block. Then we have the utility section. Actually, I'll go for the spoilage down here first. Spoilage is $13.50, and that is all the extra stock that I have here goes to waste. You pay half of the cost of the item, multiplied by the number of stock, the amount of stock you still have. And then the utilities. Those are up here: telecoms, electric, waterworks, and gasworks. Every business has its own bills that it needs to pay. If I go over to here, total costs. Land rent is 104, stock bought, which is all the commodities, 166.50. Telecoms 20 bucks, gas 40 bucks, water 20 bucks, electricity 80 bucks. They use different amounts. So if I go over to the waterworks and I lease this and I try to buy the waterworks, then I will get this amount every day. I will get $189.15 every 6 a.m., which doesn't make it worth a huge amount, but what really makes it huge is that this one, plus one other, plus two others, plus three others. So if I own, let's say, the gasworks over here, and the waterworks over here, then I will get $378.30 from the waterworks, and I'll get $331.60 from the gasworks. So while individually they're not gigantic advantages, if you get all four of them, not only do all of your places restock those like telecoms, gas, water, and electricity for free, but you gain a huge amount extra based on everything else in the city. Every business in the city pays into that grand total. Ooh, a card. And every once a day, you'll get an option to draw a card, which can be good or bad. Store publicity. Select 20 of your stores to promote. Will increase its appeal to each citizen interested in the goods sold. Well, my ballroom is the only one that didn't sell out last time, so I'll pick that one. So now, for the rest of today, until 12 a.m., any citizen in the entire city who wants to go dancing will be more likely to go to my ballroom, even though it's low quality and on a low prestige block. They will be more likely to go to it. So it's basically kind of like a temporary prestige boost. For example, if I had, let's say I have this ballroom here, low quality, on Hempstead Harbor, which is one of the worst places in the game. Low prestige. If I go over to here and check prestige, one prestige. It's worse than Mediterranean and Baltic, and I can prove that. Because the amount you to purchase something is based on the prestige. If I build a bakery, that's 2x2, and three stories high, it's $418. Now if I go over to the purple blocks, and I build a bakery that's 2x2 and 3, never mind, they fixed that in this patch. They are exactly the same. Alright, never mind, that must have been in one of the fan patches. If I go over to, up here, okay, if I go over to these two, the light blues, and I tried to build a bakery that's 2x2 and 3, it's $563 because it's a higher prestige block. So if I built a 2x2 bakery here that was low quality, and a 2x2 bakery here that was low quality, and had the exact same price, this one here would sell out first. In that isolated scenario. There's a whole bunch of other factors to take into account. Like, if Connecticut has an apartment, people are more likely to go here. Or if Mediterranean has a whole bunch of the same type of buildings. Like, if I go through the day businesses and I put a whole bunch of these businesses all on this block, people are more likely to stop there on that block because all of their stuff is there. They don't have to go all across the city every which way. There's a whole bunch of depth and strategy to this game that you really have to think about and go forward with. Do I build medium quality buildings even though they cost more because more people will go to them and I can charge higher amounts? Or do I build on higher prestige blocks? It'll cost more, but again, people will go to them more. Or do I build low quality stuff and try to just snag up everyone I can? Or do I build apartments? Do I focus on daytime buildings? Do I focus on nighttime buildings? There's a whole bunch of different stuff. And you could technically do everything, but you got to keep your cash in mind as well, which thankfully I'm above my deficit now. What am I at here? Theater's almost sold out. The ballroom is not. Again, actually doing worse than yesterday, even with that card. I think I have to lower the price. I think somebody else in town has a ballroom. So I'll lower that one. And I'll go to theater, which is that one's doing pretty well. So yeah, I'll have to keep this price lowered to $650. It's probably just because there's so much stock in ballrooms, because everyone can build the same amount. No one is restricted to any one thing. Everyone can build everything, except for hotels. Nobody can build a hotel unless, like Monopoly rules, you own a full color set. So if I owned Hempstead Harbor, Albany Dock, and Port Jefferson, or just Mediterranean and Baltic, I could build a hotel. And that's where this third one up here comes in, tourists. 25%. You cannot put a tourist in an apartment. They won't do it. They'll come in to your city and they'll be able to buy things freely, unlike a commuter who can't buy anything unless they're in an apartment. But tourists will not stay in your apartments. They will stay in hotels. which you can only build if you have, I mean, to be fair, hotels are actually insanely profitable, so it is a good idea to go for them. Because nobody can build a hotel without somebody else's permission, effectively. Because if I own this one, technically I could go over here, buy a park place, if I can lease it, and then I can build a hotel on there. And I'm the only one who can build hotels. But there's also another danger with owning blocks, where you can see if I click this and I go here, the buyout cost, $4,286, because the business lease is here. The business is valued at $1,627. But the business lease makes that cost go up for any potential buyers. However, that business lease number will only go down if someone other than the business owner owns the block. This jewelry store is owned by the city, that's why it's all gray. And I own the block, so the business lease is 65 hours. And those are hours in here. So 65 hours from now, I gotta turn that music down. Whoa, that's kind of loud. Hold on, I gotta... Oh, now you can see the desktop, perfect. Alright, well that's a thing. Let's just turn that down. Turn that down. There we go. Hopefully I can be heard over the music now. What was I saying? Business lease, right. So I can go over here and buy out the business, effectively taking the business from the current business owner. And they will get paid whatever the buyout cost is, that's how much will go to that person. So, wait, what? Where is, oh yeah, battleships over here, shoes over here. So if I owned this block and wanted to buy out Shoes Cinema, I could do that. But it'll cost me $3,000 to do so, and the business is only worth $1,436. So it's not a good idea to do that. Which I believe the business value is exactly the cost used to build the business. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I think that, yeah, I think that the business cost is 100% of the cost used to build it. So if I were to buy it out, I would give him more money than it's worth to buy it out. But it could potentially be worth it for the today's profit, because I would cut into his profits and accentuate my own. But I think I'm not going to get any more profits unless I build more stuff here. So I'm going to go down here and let's build a pool hall. Oh, right, it's 1940, so there's new businesses. There is, up here, there's an antique store for the daily ones. There's also one more, I think. Maybe there's not. There's nightclubs, which have drinks and dancing, which is ballroom and bar together. So actually, if I go to the ballroom and I refurbish it into a nightclub, there we go. Does that make my profit go down? No, it doesn't. But now, the drinks and dancing are both in this area, which entices more people to come here. So I'm going to do that. Let's go 350. That should be okay. There we go. And then, let's go down here. Let's make a pool hall. Wow, 3x3. Sure, we'll do that. And my daily profit will go down now, because I bought the stock for that store, which counts against you. And then, I have a cinema, that's a theater. I need a restaurant. This one. Let's go 2x3. Let's go 5. Make a really big one. That puts me $2,100 under, but I'm pretty sure I can come back with that pretty well. Nightclub, let's lower that cost a bit, just a little bit. Because usually the AI, or a bit higher. Usually the AI likes building the new buildings. I don't know why Battleship has only built one building here. Maybe the AI isn't on full blast yet. And then the restaurant here. Let's, whoops, I forgot. Let's lower that to, let's go 1250. There we go. Now you can see Shoe's daily profit is going up because he's over here with daily businesses. Ooh, income tax refund. Nice. Yeah, those cards aren't always good. So some of them are good and some of them are bad. There's also one of them that the developers, like in the manual for the game, it lists every single card and how many of them are in the deck. There is one card called Price Adjustment that allows you to go into another person's business and change the price of it. But I've never ever seen that card in my entire years of playing this game. I have never once seen that card. So my only guess is that it's a multiplayer only card. And since Monopoly Tycoon runs off of GameSpy, that's not happening anytime soon, because GameSpy is dead. So yeah, there's that. I mean, I wonder if you could probably run Monopoly Tycoon through what's it called? Game Ranger. You could probably run it through that. I don't know if it might not be supported by Game Ranger. I know Revolt is. I should play Revolt sometime. That would be fun. Ooh, did I dig myself? Oh, I'm already out of the hole. My daily profit is very high. Oh, but everything's almost sold out. So I don't have enough to get over the 3,000 mark. Yeah, everything's sold out. I don't have enough. What about commuters? 4%. Okay. Well then, what I can do is I can go over here, build an apartment, another apartment, and oh, that's too much. Well, I have an idea then. The negative money only counts if it happens at midnight. So if I fast forward to midnight, build this right after midnight, so hopefully people won't go home with the railroads quickly. I'll build this right after midnight. There, 12 o'clock. Build it now. Oh, I didn't even... Oh, because I don't have to buy the stock. Yeah, if you build a building between 12 and 6 a.m., you don't have to pay the stock on the building. There we go. Will I get any tenants? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Let's put this one up to $21.50 as well. Actually, if I can go up to $22, maybe I can squeeze out a little extra profit in here. Are they gonna leave though? Okay, they haven't left. That's as high as I dare go. I don't want to go any higher because it seems like it could be really bad. I could shoot myself in the foot. But I'm nearly there. So I'm gonna build an antique store. I'm gonna build some day businesses here. Bad publicity. Oh, that's bad. Bad publicity. You select an entire block, and that block gets less. It's less attractive to people for the whole day. I'm gonna build a few day businesses here. Ones that I know are really popular. I'm probably gonna lose money. Yeah, I lost a bit of money at 6 a.m. Let's see, what else is... Clothes store is usually pretty popular. So I'm gonna build... Yeah, like that. So I'm going for it this time. I'm using a lot of money. Newsstand. There we go. Using a lot of money this time, putting myself in pretty big debt to try to clutch the game this year. Antiques, that's crazy expensive. Let's go 30. Are they that popular? Let's go 25 to be safe, because I don't need a huge profit on these. Clothes store, they're pretty common, so I should probably go to like $10, which is still double. And the newspapers usually aren't very common. I'll try that. And let's try that. Let's hope I get all the way up. And if nothing else, I've already made the money for this, so I don't think I should sell that block actually, just in case. What I could also do is I could lease this block, so I don't have to pay that land rent of $663. Oh, this is going really well. Yeah, that daily profit is pretty good. How are we going here? Yeah, antiques is pretty low, and newsstand is kind of low. Okay, lower that to $2. And then antique store, let's lower that to $20. There we go. How is that? That's better. Okay, there we go. Ooh, a card? I'll take it. You have paid $100 for each railroad station you own. I don't own any. Awesome. Antiques. Okay, they just sold out and it's 3 p.m. That's good. That's generally what you want to do. You don't want them to sell out too fast because that means your stuff is too cheap. You want your stuff to sell out just after noon, like 1 to 2. That's what I find. Because if your stuff is selling out before noon, that means your stuff is way too cheap, and because people are just buying it all up instantly. All right, here we go. The night business is going to take over now. Is that going to put me over 3,000? Yeah, I got it. Awesome. Daily profit up to 3,000. There we go. So that is the first episode of Monopoly Tycoon, and I will probably fix the screen for the next episode because I've just looked at my OBS and it is a box and you can see my background. So I'm going to change that next time. But until then, thank you very much for watching and hope to see you for the next video.